live.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to turn to the east, giving all praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, the Prophet.
Giving double honor to the Apostle of the Great Millstone. Peace and blessings by pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, we the GMS Cleveland branch. Connect again another weekend, week out, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America. Telling you Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians to repent. As you see here on the sign, the 12 tribes. All right, you go ahead and bring that out.
This is Amos, chapter 7, and verse 15. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock. And the Lord said unto me, Go, prophesy unto my people Israel.
Yeah, so that's the job of a prophet right there. The Lord tell us what to do, and we go do it. We prophesy, to speak before. Meaning we're going to tell you what's going to happen before it's going to happen. You know, the apostles, somebody grab Ezekiel 33 and 33. The apostles, they spoke about World War III before it ever hit the mainstream news. All right, the apostles, they was talking about the RFID hit way before it was ever a common household thing. Before you had it in your credit card or debit card, they were speaking on it. So guess what? The apostles also was talking about how America was going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Has that happened yet? No. So when it happens, then we gonna see. But ultimately, who gave us this job to do? The Lord, our Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. And when this comes to pass, lo, it will come.
Lo, it will come. So it's not an if, but a when. It's not a matter of if the prophecy is, maybe America will get destroyed, maybe they'll return. No, this place will get destroyed. Zephaniah 1 and 9 is going to happen. Isaiah, 1 and 4 is going to happen. Joel 2 is going to happen. Joel 3 is going to happen. Matthew 24 is going to happen.
It says, Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
Yeah, that's when they going to know. All right? Because you got something right now. You got something right now called the Hebrew community. You got prophets in this camp. You got prophets in that camp. Prophets down the street, prophets down that street, but everybody, it's only 144,000 prophets according to Revelation, the 12th chapter, or the 14th, right? It's only 144,000 prophets. So right now you got 2 million niggas right now claiming to be prophets. Those numbers got to get cut down, and we're gonna tell who the real prophet is based off what they saying and what's coming to pass. You go to Matthew 24 and 7. I think that's what it is.
Matthew 24 and verse 7. It says,
Just grab Matthew 7 and 15.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. It says, Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, you got to beware. Look at the word beware from you. But you got to beware people like that, because why? They come, somebody who coming in sheep's clothing, they coming to you as a friend. They coming to you subtle. They coming to you all nice, polite. They ready to shake your hand. They look you right in your eyes. But the whole time, the other hand is holding a knife. Behind their hand, they got their fingers twisted. They saying, I promise you can trust me. Fingers twisted behind their back. So that's how the false prophets is. They telling you, they prophesying to you peace. They telling you, hey man, go ahead, keep putting money in your 401k, go ahead, buy you a house, get you that new car, get you an 8-year down payment on it, get you a low payment. They telling you everything but what? Prepare for the Lord to come back.
And they tell you to take the chip.
Yeah.
That is not what it says it is. Or God ain't gonna be mad if you take the chip. But we know that's not true. And the word beware, the Greek word is proseko, and that is to take heed, to give attention, to apply oneself, to attach oneself, to hold, to cleave to a person or a thing. But the point is, you need to take heed. You need to be, like it says, be aware, be circumspect. All right, and that like the brother going into, you should be able to determine when you're dealing with a false prophet. All you got to do is measure what they're talking about. If they not talking about the MOTB, that's a false prophet. If they calling on a name other than Yahweh Shem Shai, that's a false prophet. If they tell you women can teach, that's a false prophet. Okay? Like he just said, if they giving you the impression that America is going to still go on and things will get better, that's a false prophet. All right?
And then we grab 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Yeah, that's how you can tell who really when the Lord put the prophets on the scene, they talking about the destruction of a place. Every time you see it in the scriptures, Jeremiah, he talk about how Babylon was getting ready to take over control. When you look at Joseph, he prophesied how it was gonna be a 7-year plague or a 7-year what was it? It wasn't a plague. It was a 7-year famine. Yeah, it was a 7-year famine. When the Lord put the prophets on the scene, it's because bad things are about to happen. The Lord don't need to put men on the street trying to tell you, yep, the next 7 years it's gonna be a beautiful time, man. He don't need to warn you for a good time.
Right. Didn't Noah prophesy for how long?
120 years.
And you niggas, the same niggas that's here today, all right? You waiting for the fire to come. Then you gonna know a prophet was among you. When Noah was prophesying, he was telling the people, look, the Lord's about to flood the earth. Get yourself together. The ark represent what? Salvation. But only 8 souls made it. That's the elect, right? So in this time, the same thing gonna happen. The Lord is gonna deal with the elect. He gonna burn up the rest of you niggas, man. Cause you listen to false prophets.
Yeah, rightfully so. And well, you know who our people want to call on? Majority of them, they want to see what Trump gonna do this year. They want to see if he gonna do anything different. They want to see if Kamala Harris will get a second chance. They want to look on everybody but the Lord.
Yep.
Okay, that's what it comes down to. You gotta be willing to listen to the Lord. They want to listen to Trump. They want to listen to their governor. They want to listen to their mayor. They want to listen to their mama at home. They want to listen to everybody but the Lord.
Yep. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people.
Yeah, this was happening way back in the time of... This was happening way back 2,000 years ago, back in Yahweh time period. It was a little bit after Yahweh died, but this was happening way back then. It's going to happen the same way today. Go ahead.
It says, 2 Peter 2 and 1 again. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you.
Yeah, it's the same way today. You know you can spot a false prophet? The nigga don't prophesy. He call himself a prophet, but he don't. Man, you go on some of these, whenever the possible correction video, it's always they breaking down the scriptures wrong, but they don't even go into prophecy. You know, they might touch it here and there, but really, they arguing with Edomites. They they worried about calling her a bitch. They worried about this. They worried about that. They never really hit the whole thing of being a prophet is to prophesy. How can you call yourself a prophet and you don't prophesy? They go into this doctrine. They change in that doctrine. You never prophesy.
It says, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies.
Now, the word heresy, grab it in the blue letter. It's grabbing heresy is alive. Yeah.
You got man out here talking about the MOTB is sin. Meanwhile, they still buying and selling. You know, it's gonna be soon revealed what the real MOTB is, man. You had the guy, I did a lesson on the guy Scott Ritter. He used to work for NATO. He got debanked because he was speaking out against the powers that be, the small hats. So his bank cut ties with him, man. And they said, we're gonna cut you a cashier's check. They don't want nothing to do with him because the small hats came down on the bank, okay? And they say, look, you can't deal with this guy anymore. You gotta make his life a living hell, man. All right, so we know what the MOTB is gonna be, man, and what it is, man. It's obvious. It's a reason why you're not using tangible currency, man. It's all the plan of the wicked elite banking families to track and control what you're gonna do, man.
Hey, and if I can say, these things gotta make sense, you know. And ultimately, when you do the research to link everything, how everything is being linked to the RFID microchip, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. The scriptures align with that, man. Okay, every other philosophy, every other doctrine it's too many dead ends that you can't answer, man. So this is why we know that the apostles of Great Millstone are the true leaders of the nation of Israel, because of the things that's coming to pass, man. You got it out.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1 from the top. But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, privately shall bring in damnable heresies.
So that right there alone, that's how you filter out if somebody a real prophet or not. Because a real prophet, he gonna be with the truth 100%. Not gonna change. He's not gonna change the doctrine. He's not gonna try to wing it. It's the hardcore truth and nothing else. You look at some of these other guys now, and what they'll tell you: can't sleep with foreign women. The deceit, the mark of the beast of sin. All of those things, you look at them, you be like, well, that don't align with the rest of the scriptures. If I can't sleep with foreign women, then how come? Well, what about the New Testament? I thought y'all said we could bring the Gentiles in. What about those guys, quote unquote? Now that's the twist of their doctrine again, because now there's two issues with that in their doctrine. Are those heathens or are they not? Did they have foreign women or did they not? So now it's like, damn, your doctrine, we throw one puzzle piece out there, now your whole thing down. Why? Because you lied. You basically took your feelings, mixed it with the truth, and now you got to keep on lying to keep this thing going. That's to where with real prophets, you just speak the truth and you don't really, it's nothing to get caught up on. This is what the scriptures say, I'm just a messenger.
That's it. Hey, and it's many examples of Israelite men with heathen women. You know, you have Moses, King David, Solomon, you know,
Jacob.
Samson, Jacob, yep. Exactly. So, you know, but this is what the truth does. This is why the scripture says that there is no lie that can come up the truth.
Joseph.
Yep.
That's when you got Ephraim and Manasseh, and Puerto Ricans and Cuba.
All right.
Because what they say is when you sleep with heathen women, the blood becomes tainted. That's what they have. So show me the scripture that say that. And even when you go into Jacob, if that's the case, fucking 70% of the tribes was tainted from day one. Their mothers was heathen women. They were handmaidens. Like it shows you that they're not really prophets.
All right.
I got a precept. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. Right. You IUIC, man, you speak in the name of Jesus Christ, man. You gonna die.
Under their 501c3 charter, they classified as a Muslim.
Yeah.
So y'all Muslims that speak in the name of Jesus Christ, that
Confusion.
you know, that's all. That's really what it go down to.
Yep.
It says verse.
And if I can say too, and that also links the Hebrew Israelites with the Muslim extremists. You know, that's what Esau is already trying to do. You know. Yep. What's the niggas in Atlanta? Sons of Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing wrong with man, they worship a whole different damn God. But you speaking of the Bible, these motherfuckers speaking of the Quran, that's being unequally yoked with unbelievers, man.
Put them to death.
Law 9. It says verse 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yahweh hath not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, if the thing followeth not, nor come to pass, that is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Right, talking about ain't no Jacob's trouble. You know, Jacob's trouble is gay. We in the midst of Jacob's trouble, man. When ICE start coming and knock at your doors and grabbing you up, is Jacob's trouble still not in effect? See, nobody believes the scriptures until it's right in front of your face, man. And a lot of you people about to see it, especially with Israelite camp, because what the Lord said, what is it? 1 Peter 4:17, how he gonna visit them in the house of Israel. Roughly paraphrasing them that know that they're Israelites, man. The Lord's gonna make you an example first, okay, and then there's gonna be an influx of believers after that. So we want you to keep doing what you're doing, all you false prophets out there, man. Because soon the church will be built, man.
Yep. If I can say because the problem is that the majority of our people don't believe that the northern, the Latinos, the fair complexion tribes are Israelites, man. So like the brother's going into, we already in Jacob's trouble, man. You can ask the Venezuelans, man. You know, in the countries that the United States is currently attacking, man. Okay, going into Colombia, you know what I'm saying, things like that. All these things are is beginning, because everything usually begins with the Northern Kingdom, right? And then the prophecies start hitting the Southern Kingdom, man. All right, so we're already in Jacob's trouble right now. Because why? Because the Northern Kingdom is already going through it, man. All right, and soon it's going to start attacking you, Southern Kingdom, man. You Negroid tribes.
And just for the record, why is Northern Kingdom going through what they go through? Because of idol worship. Okay, the scriptures say Ephraim is given unto idols. You Northern Kingdom, you the so-called Hispanic, you love the so-called white man, Jesus Christ. You love putting up shrines in your house. Yeah. Okay, you love calling on Mary. They got Our Lady Fatima down there. I did a lesson on that. Okay, they erected a statue. Okay, higher than the so-called Jesus Christ, bro. Hey, that's fucking wicked, man. And guess what? That's why the Lord is about to fuck y'all up, man. It's for that. It ain't that hard, bro. You see, you always were serving other gods, and now the Lord is about to pay you back for it.
I got a quick one. What we were talking about. This is Revelation, chapter 14, and lock in.
Look, it said ICE detains U.S. citizen despite birth certificate.
Yep. And there was a post that the elder had put, I believe, Elder Yeshua, but he said, you know, hey, make sure you got some type of proof for citizenship. They'll, you know what I'm saying, they'll pull over the darkest dude, because they, you know what I'm saying, you never know, you know what I mean? But this is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 5. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High Yahweh. You know, so ultimately the elect of the nation of Israel, the true teachers, are not going to have any guile in their mouth, man. They're not going to twist the words of Yahweh Shai. They're not going to twist the prophecies, okay, into what they want for people to interpret. All right, the no guile means no lie. All right, so we're gonna speak the 100% truth, man. And Lord willing, we wear that number, you know. I got it right back, all right. Go ahead. You got something?
I got a quick one. Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 7. It says, "Go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge." And that's just going back to what you were mentioning earlier about those who tell you just to continue to have faith in what Donald Trump is doing, and we're going to vote our way out of this to change the thing. And you're talking about the false prophets who are telling you it's okay to go ahead and take the sea help if you have to. Yeah. You know, so if you perceive that they can keep prophesying things that are not coming to pass, you have to separate yourself because you're in the presence of a false prophet.
Yeah, I'm right.
Because it tells you in the Epistle of James, the 2nd chapter, you know, if somebody, can you grab that real quick? Yep. James 2, because you know, ultimately this is what these false prophets are doing. They're saying certain things, but they're not letting you know what you need to do to overcome that, man. You know, they're going to allow you to dig yourself a deeper hole in Babylon the Great, man. James 2 and like 14 talks about if someone be clothed and unclothed, naked.
Oh, okay. Gay clothing. Is that it?
No. If somebody says they need clothing.
Oh yeah. I'll start from verse 14. This is James chapter 2 and verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brother, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or a sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, and be ye warm and filled, notwithstanding, he gives them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit?
You see, we need to be fed every day. This is why Yahweh Shai told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. You know what I'm saying? So we need this warning every day. We need to be, the spirit needs to be constantly reminded. And this is why the reiteration of the elect or the teachers, 144,000, is a repetitive thing, man. You know, saying the same message over and over and over again. Because why? Because first off, Israel is a stiff-necked people, you know, and secondly, we're in those times where the warning has to be constantly pushed out, warning you about the microchip, warning you about the digital society, warning you about World War III and the rumors of war. All these things are what we're commanded to do, but ultimately you're gonna have camps that's not gonna do those things, man. Yep. Because why? They want that dollar to keep lining their pocket, man. And if you tell them the hard truth of what's going on, people are gonna shun you, man. They're gonna turn your back against you. What's it saying, Zechariah, that they pulled away the shoulder and stopped the ear? You know what I'm saying? So this ultimately, that's what's gonna happen when you tell people the truth. And that's why it says in Galatians, the 4th chapter, am I therefore becoming your enemy because I tell you the truth, man? Okay, but the truth is gonna make us free, man. You know? Is that it on that up?
No. Let me read. It says, verse 17, even so faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
You see, so hey, you're going to have a lot of camps that tell you, hey man, just have faith. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it. It's 9 degrees outside. Don't worry about the jacket, because the Lord going to warm you up. But meanwhile, this nigga got on 2 triple fat gooses, you know what I'm saying, 3 scullies, a shiesty yacht, you know what I'm saying? And he talking like, don't worry, brother, the Lord got you. You know, no, man, see, that's what these false camps is going to do, man. You know?
Yeah, this pastor was saying something, and he was on his car. He asked him, did you pay your tithes? He said, get off my car.
Spit at him this shit, some sunflower seeds.
Oh, shit.
And blew it off, man. You know, that's how they gonna do it. These leaders are gonna do you in a time of trouble, man.
Yep.
Because what does it say in Ezekiel 13 or 14? He said, you have not went up to the gap, man. Oh, prophets have not went up into the gap. You have not prepared the Lord's people for the day of battle, man. Specifically, you men, okay? Because we're the leaders of the nation of Israel. And these leaders are not out here getting you ready, man. Okay? Because you believe that nothing is truly going to happen, man. All right? Like the nigga Bishop Nate, he got an interview from over a decade ago. And the guy was asking them about Jacob's trouble. Is there going to be a time where it's going to be worse than slavery? And Bishop Nate was like, pretty much saying no. So, Bishop Nate, what prophecy are we in right now, man? That's my question. What stage of prophecies are we in right now? Okay. When does Jacob's trouble take place, man? Is it when Ezekiel 38, when Gog and Magog come against the Israelites, man? You know, is that when Jacob's trouble takes place? Look, man, you got it out.
Hey, it's easy to say it ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble when you're worth $150 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy.
Yeah. Hey, but that just goes to show you all these teachers and these leaders in the so-called Israelite communities are really bona fide false prophets. They're sold to the world. They don't want America to be destroyed. How could you not want this place to be destroyed if you're reading it in the Bible? You're gonna come across, if you're reading the scriptures in the spirit, you're gonna come across scriptures that should move you and give you hope. Okay, man, the Lord ain't gonna leave us here to be slaves, to be under a man that we're supposed to be over, man. You should yearn for that, man. You should be praying for that. You know, you should be wanting to have keeping our high holy days every fucking year in a place where the Lord don't really look at it. It's just practice. You're not even doing it correctly. Scripture says you're supposed to go to the land, but our land is desolate. It's being controlled by the enemy. So America's gonna be the new holy land? Hell no. This place got blood on it, and it's got to be shed by the man who shed it. Okay, his blood got to be shed. Slaughter. But you people there, you're following the wrong teaching. The leaders of Israel is our elders and apostles, the great millstone. And we don't say that out of pride. We say that in the spirit because the work don't lie. I just read to show you my faith by my works, right? They got decades and decades of work. I can go and watch a video from 2013 and see the elders and apostles talking about the MOTB, talking about America being destroyed. That take a lot of faith, man, and a lot of work to still be in the same spirit in 2026. Like the brother just did a video on, and you calling on JC in 2026. That's crazy work, and it is, man.
I got a precept. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 4. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied. Neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. Right, so it's, the time is coming where a lot of Israelites are going to be like the apostle coined it, the year of apostasy, sellouts, and agents, man. Okay? So, a lot of you prophets who say something is going to happen or something is not going to happen, you're going to be made a false prophet. Okay, and guess what happens to a false prophet, man? You're supposed to be put to death. So a lot of you leaders are going to be dropping dead this year, man. It says it.
The question of the day is, what book are you reading? You think ain't nothing about to come to pass, or so what you think the book fulfilled? Ain't nothing left, no more prophecies? You think it's just all over? You think we in the kingdom of heaven right now?
Yeah, they read the book of Enoch, bro, with all the fantasy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like Final Fantasy, you talking about Final Fantasy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they think it's that, man. But they don't think that, they don't understand the dark saying and the similitudes of what's going on in the scriptures, man. You know? What you got, Doc?
Zechariah 13 and 4, and it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision. Not the Lord's vision, man.
Yep.
It's their own vision, okay? It says, when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive, but he shall say, I am no prophet, I am an husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. So you're going to say, man, I was never an Israelite, man. You know, I was at work. You never see me on the corners, man. You don't see me on YouTube teaching, man. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's exactly what's going to happen in the times to come, man. Because when this persecution comes upon us, it's going to be like none other, man. Okay, and it's not only going to come upon us, but it's going to come along upon all you Babylonians here in the United States of America, man. Because nobody's exempt from the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. If Jacob got to go through it, all you heathens here got to go through it, man. We're just the main target. The rest of you people are just casualties. What is that?
Casualties of war.
Yeah, casualties of war, but extras in the movie, man.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Our weapons is what? Fasting and prayer. Coming out here, speaking on what's going on, prophesying. These are our weapons.
It says, but mighty through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yeah, this is how we take down the kingdom, through prophesying. Alright? Hannibal couldn't take down Rome. Why? He was going against prophecy. But guess what? When the prophets was prophesying the downfall of Rome, then it fell. And you had kingdom, empire after empire. Other empires rose, but them empires didn't fall until those prophets hit the scene. That's the last. When you see the prophets on the scene, it's over with. It's no turning back.
It says, casting down imaginations.
So whatever fantasy you got in your head, Rome thought they was gonna rule forever. Egypt thought they was gonna rule till they thought they was in the kingdom of heaven. You know, each empire, they was selling the dream. The Assyrians, everybody thought it was over with. They sold you an imagination. They sold you a dream. Hey, come be our services. We gonna rule forever. That's what they sold you.
It says, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, all those things, we declassifying those things. You know, for example, here in America, they'll tell you, well, go ahead. They love to say it. Get you a house, get you a car, get yourself some more education. It's the same. That's the American dream. And they keep selling it, yet it's very much unattainable right now. Very much. That's not the lifestyle you want to be living right now. It's not time to be fucking partying, giving the marriage, drinking, having a good old time. It's not the time period for that anymore. That we in the time period where war is at the door. We in the time period where your house shot to return in a moment's notice. We in a time period where you might look up next week and the missiles might be in the air. We in a time period where the UN troops could be right down. They already got martial law troops, not martial law troops. They got the troops in so many words in different cities, slowly creeping through this city, that
National
city.
Guard.
Yep, the National Guard. That's who it
They're
is.
supposed to be sending the National Guard here.
Yeah.
I got a precept.
If I can say real quick, ultimately, like the brother's going into, this is the revival of the Greco-Roman Empire, man. Okay, and when you do the history of the Greco-Roman Empire, you had a goddess of Bacchus, meaning of partying, drinking, all type of things like that, man. So this is what the people are going to be in the mindset in the revival of that Greco-Roman Empire. You got it, Doc.
This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And when you go into that word prudent, it means to be subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. And you got to be crafty with your money. Okay, you got to be circumspect with the people that you bring around you. Okay, you got to handle your business like a man. All right, you can't be wasteful in these last days. If the Lord bless you with a couple of beans, you don't go and fuck it off kicking it. You hold on to that shit for a sticky situation. All right.
Yeah, because the lady that's head of the agriculture department, she said people, make a $3 meal, a piece of chicken, broccoli, and tortilla.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like how is that even? That's what I'm saying. Like that just shows you that what they're doing is foretelling you about what's about to take place, man.
Mm-hmm.
It is about to be a scarcity of food out here, man. And then it's gonna be a lack of jobs.
Yep.
You know, all that, like, how can you just see past this shit? Well, the Lord put upon them a deep sleep, man.
Right.
Okay, they're in a strong state of delusion. Which they
Meanwhile,
shall believe a lie. You got it.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, you getting ready for the Super Bowl. You getting ready for the same shit every year. The NBA playoffs. All right, March Madness. It's like this brother just said. It's like a revolving playbook. Just like he said, it keep you in gross darkness. So your mindset isn't on being prudent or being wise. You're living a life of a fool. And the scriptures tell you a fool gonna die, man. A fool gonna make rash decisions, and then when shit hit the fan, you're not spiritually prepared, you're not physically prepared, okay? And your mind is going to be perplexed. We out here because we're hoping the Lord is going to keep us in the spirit that we're in. You gotta fight to stay in the spirit that we're in. It's like the brother said, you got the sheep need to be fed every day. We're shepherds and sheep. We need to be fed too. All right? We need to be hearing this word. So coming out here speaking it and hearing it and doing the work keeps us in the spirit, and it keeps you in a prudent mindset, so you don't make rash decisions or like I like to say, you don't shoot yourself in the foot. All right, because that's what Jake gonna be doing, man. They're gonna be making irrational decisions. All right, or they get a come up. In this wicked ass kingdom, there is no come up. If the Lord give you a bone, a couple of beans, you're supposed to do right by your brother and hold fast and be ready. Not like he just said, partying in the Bacchus spirit, all right, and just wasting shit, all right, buying new clothes that you really might not need, okay, trying to get the most expensive shit. That shit is dumb and played out, and you crazy if you go get a mortgage right now.
Hey, if I could say, just touch it back on what the brother was talking about. Hey, what was that when you said that it said you can get the broccoli and all that?
Yeah, broccoli.
Yeah.
Agriculture.
You know, ultimately, the scripture says that they speak wickedly concerning oppression, man. Wickedly concerning oppression. That's a bad spot to be in, man. When you can only spend $3 to make a meal. You know, but they take those things as light because they think that their house is going to continue forever, man. You know, their houses are safe from fear and things like that. See, these things ain't it's not going to affect them, man. The higher ups, man. It's designed to catch you lower established people of society off guard, man. You know.
That ain't what
Yeah, kind of exactly.
they got a plane in the sky that never lands for the president. I forgot what it's called, but they stay in the sky in case anything ever happen on the ground. They get refueled. It never lands. Even if it's a part, the niggas fix the parts while that bitch flying. It's specifically for the president at all times. So they got plan after plan to escape whatever gonna happen when the troops is down here, an earthquake, anything that happen. In they mind, they got a plan to stay away from this no matter what. So while y'all looking for the answers from these people, they in the back of their head, like whenever this shit pop off, I got Route A, I got Route B. They even said they got an underground city, I think in LA. It's not a city, but it's a bunch of tunnels. It was like, have you ever noticed you never see celebrities in traffic? Because they got underground tunnels for them to get to point A to point B fast. And I thought you never see a video of these niggas in traffic. Or you might see a tour bus or two, but these higher ups, they have a bunch of plans or quote unquote plans to escape all of this. But they know it's coming and they just not telling y'all why, because it's not their job to tell y'all. It's not their job to be the righteous, to be the good. These niggas is fucking, they're deceivers. They doing their job. Edomites, they doing their job. Now, y'all want to follow behind deceivers or y'all want to come get the truth? Hey, that's on you. You got every opportunity to stop and listen. Just the same way you can sit on your ass and watch fucking YouTube all day. It ain't, come on, it's salvation.
Got it.
You know.
Now, I had a precept the back set up on all. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." You know, and that's part of being, circumspect. You know what I'm saying? Being able to understand what's going on around you 360 degrees. It's a circumference. All right, so the Lord told us to be wise as serpents, man. And a serpent is a cunning, uses cunningness, quick decisions. Okay, it's not a coincidence that the Lord likened Esau to a serpent, because why? He thinks things through, man. Esau's not a dummy, man. All right. So the Lord told us to use the way that a snake thinks, right? Plans things out. He doesn't just go out and just do things off the limb, man. No, he sits and he observes, right? And he calculates, and then he formulates a plan to that calculation, and then he strikes, man. And right now we're sitting back and we're forming our calculation, man. Yep. We're gonna see we're seeing what we're gonna need to make ourselves rounded out in check with trouble, man. You know, trimming the fat off of the things that we may be thinking about. All right, because all those things could be distractions when Esau brings that heat, man. You know, so that was it, man.
You have to bring one out. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. It says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." And that's one that's going to tell you things that's going to benefit just himself. So he'll lead you in any direction as long as it's going to end, it's going to be beneficial to himself only. He's just seeking, just like you mentioned, the serpent. That's what he's doing. He's just seeking to set himself up, to put himself in a better position by taking advantage of you.
Yep. And that's what. And can you grab John the 10th chapter? Because that's what these guys are. These guys are hirelings, man. You know, they're here to get paid, man. They're here to get the bag like Judas Iscariot, man. You know, and the scripture says that the hireling careth not for the sheep. You know. You could like 10 and 3, 10 and 4. 6, 7, something like that. Let me see. John chapter 10.
When we started 3.
Start at verse 12. Bible shot.
This is John chapter 10 and verse 12, and this is in the red letter, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. And it says, but he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of what's going on now. For example, you got different leaders that set up in the nation of Israel. Whether they claim to be Israelites or not, they just set up puppet leaders. And when shit hit the fan, they disappeared. Now the sheep, now your flock, they all over the place. Why? They leader disappeared when times got hard. Whether it be, like I said, whether it's an Israelite leader, whether it be your governor, just like what happened with that hurricane, when shit hit the fan, where was the governor at? This nigga was at home talking about we gotta get aid to the people. How the fuck are your power? So don't you live here too? With your power on, with your family taken care of. Yet the regular people, they left it to fend for themselves. And it's just how it's gonna happen again. They not real leaders. When shit hit the fan, you'll see who a leader gonna get up in the forefront and take control of the situation. Those people, the moment that money run out, the moment when they benefits run out, they done with that job. Look at Alizé. All that shit went left, and he don't even claim to be Israelite no more. He got 7 YouTube channels, and not one of them being used no more. Not for the truth. That nigga might tell you about the bet to throw on the ground, but no more breakdowns.
Just in all black. You see that nigga got a dark conscience on him now, bro.
Bro,
We finna have one like that, but it's crazy now.
Demons, they coming off on, they coming out for real.
He probably laying with man and shit down.
Yeah, you don't even need no trap
That
on.
shit don't change.
Yeah.
That shit get worse.
Just one more verse to go along with just what you said. Verse 13 says, the hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep.
Yep.
So as soon as it gets thick, the hireling's gone.
Yep.
Because he got no dedication, he got no reason to stick around. His job is done.
And what happens when a pastor after the collection plate get passed 3 times around? What happened? Hey, the whole shit gets shut down. You know what I'm saying? So this is what ultimately these hirelings are doing, man. You know, they continuously pass the collection plate around by giving you these false doctrines, these false philosophies. You know, you give alms or tithes, you know, to the organization. Then next thing you know, you're gonna really need some information pertaining to what's going on right now, and they gonna throw their hands up like, hey, pray on. You know, we help y'all as much as we can. You know, but ultimately those are hirelings, man. Because ultimately they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All they care about is these FRN notes, man.
That group shit is funny. I'm gonna say this. It's funny because when he made the Hebrew Israelite one, niggas was laughing. They were, I know.
Yeah.
But now he did one against the pastors, and everything he did, they was based off of real videos that's really out here. There was a pastor that came through on the zip line, dancing, floating in the air. There was a pastor that said, "You ain't put 1,000 in the tithes, lock the doors."
It was a pastor that said, I'm going to impregnate you. All right, I'm going to impregnate you. I'm going to impregnate you. You see what I'm saying? He was dead on. When he did the whole Israelite thing, he was really mocking IUIC. Because he had purple on, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of mixed it with a black power or whatever. But that wasn't, if you extrapolate from that, hey, that wasn't about us. We teach the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? But I got a quick one. This is 2 Peter. Sorry, 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2. Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. You're not doing this for monetary gain. Your YouTube channel should have motherfucking cash app signs or sign up for the private account and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It says, neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock. We're supposed to be an example. I can't tell you the greatest example I ever seen is our elders apostles. They don't take no money, man. You're never gonna see one of their YouTube channels being monetized. You're never gonna see them looking for a donation. The Spirit makes you donate, and when you donate and you pay alms, you're doing that because it's the right thing to do. And then what? They're gonna do right by it because why? Because they're examples to us, right? So that's why we know not to deal with you other leaders, man. We know not to listen to you.
Well, yeah, our apostles, you know, we got an arm system here in GMS, but our apostles still work. They old enough to retire, but they still work. And even on top of that, if you consider every camp in GMS, if we was all paying like, I think a portion do go to them, they could be pretty well set off if they wanted to be.
Yeah.
But yet, that money should be distributed the right way.
Yep.
As to where you look at other camps, you got $150 million leaders. Why the fuck is it any homeless? Like you think about a big ass building like this, that building don't cost $150 million. This one right here,
Right.
You can house at least 5,000 motherfuckers in there if you really want to squeeze them in there.
Yeah.
He got enough to buy a couple buildings like that. Yet I bet you people that's behind on this, behind on that.
Yep.
Like it just show you like what type of spirit they in. They really wolves. That's really what when it comes down to it. They'll be your friend when you got time to donate. They'll be your friend when you buy merchandise. They'll be your friend when everything is cool. But when shit get rough, I wonder how many of them gonna get help.
And as I always say, a lot of men, man, they got like I call self-inflicted wounds. Okay, you spend what you really don't have. You buy things that you really don't need. All right, and if you look at IUIC and how they do business, they get rich off of the actual congregation. You gotta buy your damn fringes from them. You gotta buy all their apparel. Who's that money going to? That go to the top men. All right, and not to mention when you watch them, you can see the men that's in the leadership positions. They get glory damn near like the Lord, bro. Like they can save you. Them niggas can't save you. They got to be saved. The Lord said only He can deliver you, and it's gonna be through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So if you call on most Christ blessed, where's your salvation coming from? The crickets. 'Cause it ain't coming. Not under that name, it ain't. The Lord. Wait.
This is Micah chapter 3 and verse 11. It says, the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and say, is not Yahweh among us? None evil can come upon us. You see, so the judges, the prophets are, teach for hire, man. You had the head of HOI, Priest Sabat. He used to, I don't know if he does it now, but when I first came around, he had one of them big ass water, with the little that you flip on top. He had, sitting out there, man, to I ain't gonna say coerce, but to kind of put in the mind, hey man, this is a tip bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got nothing here, man. All we wanted. Was that? Like he performed. Yeah, like he tap dancing and shit. You know what I'm saying? With the little hat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't out here looking for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to donate, hey, that's all well and good, but we ain't out here for that, man. Cause we're getting the riches in the we want that penny from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. We don't need this. Go ahead.
Once didn't a man go up to Peter and ask, beg for money, and he said, "I got this book for you."
Right.
I got
the name of the Lord.
Yeah, that tell you this ain't about money, man. And we ain't required to give everybody money neither. That look like they need money. They might need the Lord more than they need that damn dollar. Shit. A lot of them take that money and continue in their wickedness. The scripture says, help not a sinner. Yeah. I just learned my lesson on that. I ain't fucking with you people in the world no more, man.
And that's what, that's what to say. Do good to a godly man.
Yeah.
In the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? So
it also says do good to them of the household of faith.
Yep. So ultimately, you got to know who you're doing it to, man.
Yep.
You got to know who you're giving these words of life to also, man. Cast not pearls before swine.
That's it.
Sure.
Got it.
Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 19. Such a man only feared the Lord, Salaki. Such a man only feared the eyes of man.
Yeah, that's why they do the things they do. You know, the day that their congregation starts shrinking, they'll stop prophesying. The day when money gets low, they'll stop teaching the scripture. The day when they up there by themselves, they prophesying again, they're going to keep it all up. They're not worried about the Lord seeing it actually. They're worried about people seeing it. That's why they got the same uniform fringes, because they want to look good. They're down there touching the Black Panther movement. Why we gotta have we're in this, we gotta have identical fringes. And why do I gotta buy my fringes from you every trip? I can't make my own garment?
Right.
What the fuck?
It says, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10 times thousands. The eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah, you know what the Lord really looking at you. He got a clear eye view of you. He's not looking at you from the outside. He's looking at your inward man. The Lord knows who's gonna bullshit and who's not. That's to where these guys, they fear the eyes of men. They care about what everybody think about them. That's why you go into the Bible. Some people will only tell you the childlike stories, but guess what? The Bible gets greedy and hard too.
Yes, sir.
You got people being put to death for heinous things, harsh things. Every scripture, every story in the Bible is not rated E for everyone. Some of them is rated R.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cannibalism. You got women getting dismembered for going off. All right. The Lord is a power of war. He does not care about your feelings. He don't look at a little child in the flesh. He look at that spirit in that little ass child. And that little nigga bad. See? And something gonna happen to him. He look
That's a grown ass spirit in a little child. You know
Yup.
what I mean?
He look at Mama and Pawpaw. He don't look at how cuddly and nice they is and got the sitting up crafting blankets and shit and Pawpaw smoking his pipe. No, he looking at two old wicked ass souls that done a lot of wickedness in their life, and now it's time for judgment. You see? And that judgment be harsh. And then you be crying and shit because you wonder why this happened to them. Because you don't know the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says, no, I'm going to start from the top. Sirach chapter 23 and 19. Such a man only fear the eyes of man, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, and considering the most secret parts. Woo!
Yeah, the Lord, He see it all. He see, like we was going into earlier, wolves covering sheep's clothing. Niggas wearing the sheep's clothing, you go home and take the outfit off. The Lord see that. Here it is. You got TD Jakes. You got all these big name individuals. They look like nice guys on TV, and then you go behind the scenes, and every single one of them got to survive in this nigga documentary on Netflix. And you look at it like, damn. For 20 years, we done seen this dude on TV. He was just a cool ass nigga, just doing this and doing that. And then you look behind the scenes, and this nigga, an evil ass nigga. Nigga stealing from the homeless. He going to, the nigga had the sticky fingers, and the one where he put his hand in the jar, took the change out the shit. Nigga, you, why? What the fuck? It's real individuals like that. The Lord see that though. But guess what? They only fear the odds of men because that's what benefits them. As long as they look good to the public, they don't care. Oh yeah, I donated, I adopted a kid from Africa. My charity union just dropped off $10,000, but they made $1 million off 4 donations and that $10,000 was dropped off. The Lord sees shit like that. That's where we don't see it. We might be able to perceive it, but we don't know what they got in his bank account. But the Lord do see that, and y'all wonder why some people get judged the way they do, because the Lord knows your wickedness.
Hey, you got people who donate just to get the tax write-off.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the donation, the people who
It's
go,
not sincere.
Yeah, exactly. It's just to get them in a lower tax bracket, you know. And if I can say too, because and ultimately, you know, us going into these false prophets, it's going to talk about things being spiritually discerned.
Yep.
You know, so you got to be in the spirit in order for you to the spirit to be able to differentiate if a man is a man of the Most High, or if he's a prophet of all, man. All right, what you got it,
This is Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12.
Okay.
For the word of the Lord, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. Because the cut you and it can uplift you. It can have you in a low spirit because you know you fucking going off, and it can exhort you at the same time. It says,
Hey, if I can say y'all, because we got our sword, right? But it's up to the man who's wielding that sword.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Any weak ass nigga can pick up a Bible and, you know what I'm saying, start doing all type of stuff. But if you got a man trained to wield that sword and to defend and attack at the same time, that's the prophets, man.
Yep.
You know, so this book is a sword, but the wielder is through the spirit probably how about you know God is what gives the sword that power, man. You know?
The horse will forth the battle, but the prayer of praise for safety
Yeah,
of the
Lord,
Lord.
yeah.
You can find that, my alcoholics, you can find that. You know, grab that, you know, through that real quick.
Hey, cause in Dragon Ball Z, with the Z sword, remember Gohan? Yeah, he was the only one that was able to do it. Cause ain't no regular nigga gonna pull that sword out of the stone, man. It takes a certain person with a certain spirit to be able to wield these swords, man. You got Apostle Har. You know, he may have a big ass sword, and he able to, you know what I'm saying, do all that. But then you might have a brother that just crossed over, got a little small katana or whatnot, because that's what he can do right now. You know what I'm saying?
damn, brother.
You got it?
No, not yet.
Let me finish
What is
this.
it?
It says the horse is prepared for battle.
Okay.
It's quoted, the
Yeah,
safety
yeah.
is of the Lord. That's it. You good.
Hebrews 4:12 from the top. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to dividing asunder of the soul and the spirit and the joints and the marrow, and it is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart, which is the mind. So these scriptures will definitely reveal what you're really about at the end of the day. And as the man, like the brother just said, if you're equipped with your sword, you're going to be able to discern that individual, and you're going to know when they're going on, that they're a false prophet, and remove yourself from that. And at the same time, cut their ass. See? You got it.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's what preparation does, right? If you don't want to, it's war, and you ain't never picked up a sword, you think you're gonna pick it up and start slicing niggas, man. No, you gotta, like it says, you know about, you know, doing things in the green tree. Right now in the green tree, we can go out in the backyard, you know what I'm saying, practice moves, maybe fuck ourselves up a little bit, but that's still all the learning process for what? For the actual event. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to wield our sword, right now we're doing it right now to teach. You know what I'm saying? But this same sword is gonna be used to like the brother had brought out in 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, about battling our weapons of warfare aren't carnal. You know what I'm saying? So now we understand, hey, the spirit is what's gonna allow us to you know, attack and defend when that time comes, man. You got that, Ox?
Con. This is Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 31. It says, the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord Yahweh.
That's it. You know, and I also want to bring up King David. You know, when he went to fight Goliath, the heathen, the Philistine, and Saul was like, you know, put on this. And David was pretty much, he said, I haven't tried this. You know, I haven't went to battle on this. I don't know how to move. You know, this shit wasn't meant for him, man. What did David go out there and use, man? He used a sling with, if I'm not mistaken, 3 stones, man, to take down a giant, okay, which means a man of renown, okay, man of respect, a mighty man. He took him down, man, okay, just with a sling, man. So, you know, that's how you know it's Yahweh, you know, shot that we're gonna overcome this man Esau, man. Esau has weapons. Hey, the Lord bless Esau with spiritual power. He got spiritual power right now. The fact that you can make these weapons and shit, bro, that's spiritual power, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the real spiritual power is gonna be when you try to shoot down the electric bullets and bouncing off of them, man. You know, it's gonna be shit like that going on, man. Or you gonna see brother reviving somebody back to life or healing them. You know, it's gonna be beautiful when this shit really hit the fan, man. All this shit you see on movies is gonna take place, man. Where you think they got Thor's hammer from? That's in the scriptures, man.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 38. It says, and Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it.
Right, he has not proved it, meaning he has not tested it, man. You know, he hasn't been in battle with that man's armory, man. That's like me going out using your bow and arrow. I don't know how to use that shit, bro. I'm gonna use what I know how to use, man. You got it.
Time. It says, continuing on in verse 39, it says, and David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him. Keep going.
Yeah, he took them off.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So he took them off of him, and if you read the rest of the story, he overcame Goliath with a sling, man. See, that sling was real powerful. Why? Because Yahweh was behind it.
Yep.
And it was through faith that David took down Goliath, man. It wasn't by his own strength, man. It was his will and reward, man.
But don't forget, Goliath was a champion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was undefeated. I forgot exactly how many battles it said that he was undefeated in. You know what I'm saying? But don't, we're likening, this account to what's going on right now, man.
Yeah, he called him, he said, who was this ruddy kid?
Yeah.
This ruddy child, meaning young, man. David was young and he took out a champion, man. He wasn't battle tested back then. David was the keeper of the sheep.
But he was prepared, though, because of what he had done, being a keeper of the sheep.
Exactly, bro. He had the faith that he was going to take him down, man. Because everybody else was scared, man.
Right.
His brothers were mighty, man, and they were scared, man. Showing you that the Lord is going to choose the weak to confound the mighty, man.
Right. And that's the spirit, because you see a lot of brothers in this truth, they seek to be that so-called mighty man, and then you'll see them, get tested through the spirit, and they fold like paper. They don't hold fast. I mean, I never looked at Alazar as a true man of the Lord, but based off of, I guess, how people followed him and the way he taught, I guess maybe, something might be going on, but when the shit did hit the fan, you saw who they were all about. Okay, that's supposed to show you, like, with the Lord ain't with you, your shit gonna fall apart, bro. Your spirit gonna be off. Okay, you're not gonna keep sin, and that whole has been demolished, bro. And that was prophesied by our apostles and other men in great millstones that eventually Sakari was going to come to naught. You don't even see that one Jay coming down here no more.
Yeah.
He went to Genesis, coming up with his, his tassels and shit, and like, man, bro, you have the truth right in front of you. You could have got right that day. Now
he's a lost soul out here.
Yeah, bro.
Now that's a lot of blood on you guys' hands, man.
Yeah.
Now he's wandering around, don't know what he's going to do now, man. See, you can always camp by yourself.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He was talking about he need to find some more camp members. Hey, man, what did Yahweh Shai say to the disciples when they seen somebody else preaching by themselves? He said, against us, he with us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't need a company to go out. You can teach by yourself, man. Now, two is better than one. Okay, and three is a threefold cord.
Yeah.
It's hard and broken. The more the merrier, but you don't need more than you can go out there by yourself. You think we gonna be around each other when shit hit the fan, man? We're not gonna be around each other, man. Okay, Lord willing, we are, but most likely you probably won't, man. Don't speak as a man. Okay, when shit hit the fan, hey. Are we gonna be able to still do? Are we supposed to still do the work in the midst of Jacob's trouble when shit hit the fan? No, we ain't gonna be out here teaching on the corner and shit, But there's gonna be people coming up to us that we know in our daily lives, and they're gonna be asking questions and shit. We still require.
This is Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel.
Yeah, so here we go again. First and foremost, that was the Spirit came from the Lord to put these words in our mouth. We didn't come out here one day and decide, you know what, I'm talking about this today. No, it's the Spirit. It switches every week. We're talking about this prophecy, we're talking about that prophecy. They all come back together. But even with this time, even with this select time, the Lord put the Spirit on him to get on the false prophets. Why? That was the issue at hand at that very moment.
It says, and say unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts.
Yeah, how they feel. They prophesy on what they feel like is good. They talk about what they think is right. All right? That's what they think. That's why we go against it. Because you're not coming out of the book. You're coming out of your own emotions, your own feelings, what you think right.
It says,
If I can say that, because don't forget Acts with Simon the sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? He saw what the apostles were doing, and instead of doing going through the door, like it said in John 10, he tried to go around some other way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And went by the Spirit, man. You see, so ultimately, these are the things that these false these camps are talking about. Because why? Because they see Apostle Tahar, they see Apostle Ariam Lab and Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ricard and the bishop, and they see the works that they're doing. But what do they want to do? They want their understanding some other way, man. You know what I'm saying? So what are they gonna do? They're gonna try to go around the back door, you know, and try to do certain things to make themselves equal with those men. You know, and it ain't gonna work, and they're gonna fail miserably. And you see, like the brother's going into with the Sakari, you know, soon it's gonna happen to IUIC.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too. I believe it too.
I believe it's going to happen in Washington for Israel. I believe it's going to happen to Sons of Thunder.
And it already started happening. When it was two different breakdowns with Apostle Harvard talking about that maybe like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I forgot what it was, but there was two members of IUIC, and they were given two different breakdowns. Yep. Kind of water, bro. Yeah, kind.
Was it pertaining to Isaiah 4?
Yep, that's what it was. Yep. Two different breakdowns, bro. You know, and these are prominent men, you know, in the IUIC church, but it's totally different breakdowns, man. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, they're not aligned, man. They're not speaking the same thing. And these things will eventually be put out there, man, for the world to see, for the congregation to see.
I remember Apostle Ari went in maybe a couple of years ago. He was going to one of the high-ranking members of IUIC. He contacted him and he said he know that we got the truth.
I got
The
tall dude.
Like a lean.
Yeah, you got the glasses.
It says, Ezekiel chapter 13 and 2 again. Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy and say, now unto them that prophesy unto their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets.
That's the destruction to these foolish prophets
that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel.
Yeah, but you mean like by their own spirit have seen nothing. In your own thoughts, man. You professing something that ain't never gonna happen. The MOTB is saying, how long are you gonna keep saying that? Alright, that's tired, man. That's tired out. Get a new breakdown. Alright? We tired of it because it can be easily be cut.
Yeah, it's apparent that that's being said because a lot of you so-called Negroes and Latinos, Native Americans, you just don't want to accept that that's the end game. That in order for you to continue on in your filthy life, you're going to have to implant something in you to be able to buy, sell, or eat. And nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear the only way out is to have all the faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And if your congregation, your leadership is teaching you that name is not the name, all right, well, you don't have a chance. You're going to take the chip.
Right. You can cut that MOTB is saying by when you read Revelation, the first chapter.
Yep.
It talks about this must shortly come to pass. Meaning this new MOTB is going to be a new thing, man. Sin has been around since the garden. So how is the mark sin, man? So
They ain't ready for that, all right?
bro,
They ain't ready for that.
like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, bunch of malarkey.
It says, thus, Ezekiel 13:3, thus said the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing.
Yeah, y'all seen nothing. And here it is, you got all this going on in the world news, you got all this headline here, headline there, but y'all don't do no like videos on it. Y'all don't do no prophesying at all. All this going on in the world right now, and y'all worried about multiple women.
Yeah, right.
That's what they going back and forth about right now. Multiple women. What about the Venezuelan situation? What about is Donald Trump the cruel king? All this stuff talking about, doing videos on, and y'all worried about the father. Shit that don't got nothing to do with whether you gonna die or live right now.
I just got a news update that Macron, the Prime Minister of France, he just threatened Donald Trump, said, we're not going to be intimidated about what you're trying to do with Green. We don't care about your threats. See, the prophecies are being fulfilled pursuant to Revelation chapter 17. The Lord is going to make all these nations turn against Babylon, bro. And we see it, all right? We see everything that DJ Trump is doing is making this place the center of attention. It's making this place the Lone Star country. And who he signed with? Hey, his buddy, all right? The small hats, all right?
And you know, and the scriptures talk about the prophets prophesying vanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, if you're not, it's only one way, man. There's only one doctrine, man. Okay, and our Lord Yahweh Shai let us know what doctrine it was, which is the doctrine of the Most High Yahweh, man. It tells you about that in John 7 chapter. All right, so ultimately, there's only one way, man. All right, it's not no multiple things. That's why we can't get down with some other Israelite camps, man. On that Kumbaya garden. Right? And because why? We're standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. And the name is what? The vibration and the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, man. All right?
The name alone makes you people cringe.
Yep.
Because you know when you hear that name, that comes with judgment, that comes with order, that comes with sacrifice. All right? It's not something to take lightly. You see? But Yahweh and Yeshua, those names are in my mind. When I hear those names, all I see is a worldly Israelite, somebody that know that they're Israelite but still love the world.
Dreads and shit.
Yeah, man.
I don't even see an Israelite.
Yeah. I see a rainbow flag with that. God.
Ezekiel chapter 13:4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert.
Woo! Hey, what did Yahweh Shai call what's the Pontius Pilate?
No, it was
Hera, not Hera. Hera, yeah. That fox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is what our people have made themselves, man, as fucking Esau Edom, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they Jake is a liar, man, and Jake is a bullshitter, man. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say things and do things just to put themselves up and to seek that preeminence, man.
Yeah.
You know? But ultimately, that humbling is coming, man. Right? That hand, that backhand that Yahweh Shai is going to slap the fuck out of you, false prophets, man. You know?
the prophet in the desert is always on the prowl, man. It's looking for food.
Cool, yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You Israelites, you're food to your own leaders,
Yep.
man. You know, it says that like a freak. You fill off the skin and this and that, you know. That's the leaders of these camps, man. They're looking at you as a meal, man. And you put food on their table, man. Meanwhile, you at home fucked up. Man.
Yep.
See, that's not righteous, man. The Lord don't like that. He's going to require a recompense for that too, man. Because you're taking advantage of a sincere spirit, man. Some of these Israelites in these camps, they're sincere, man.
Yep.
They're just under the wrong leadership, man.
Yeah.
And those sincere, which they're most likely going to be the elect,
Yep.
they're going to come to the right leadership, man. Okay?
And a lot of you Israelite men are just like women, man. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture says, talk about leading captive silly women. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, you know, the words that these false prophets are using is catching you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's putting you in enamored with another man, bro, like a damn woman, man. Yeah. Instead of doing the research and things like that yourself, you rather just blindly lead or blindly follow. But Yahushua said, the blind lead the blind, both is gonna fall into a ditch, man. You know? But you got it out.
Ezekiel chapter 13 and 5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in battle in the day of the Lord. Ezekiel chapter 13 and 5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
They didn't get that warning. They didn't make that clear sound. They didn't give anything for the day of the Lord. They didn't get you prepared. They didn't set you up. All they gave you was a spirit of peace, 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 prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. They never told you the truth one time.
Right.
Bro, that thief in the night. You know, I'm talking about the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. Because that's what they doing. They setting you up in a trap. Here it is, danger's at the door. They know that, so they got their parachute on. They ready to dip out whenever it comes. But you gonna be like, well, where's my parachute? And they gonna be waving all on the other side of the. Hey man, it is what it is.
They gonna give you a dummy parachute. Yeah. You gonna pull the string, that bitch ain't gonna pop.
Be about this big.
Yeah.
Hey, Bishop May said they got an underground tunnel, man. Man, you know, so you think everybody got access to the underground tunnel, man? Probably just him, his wife, and his children, man.
Got it. Hey, you remember those old Batman movies? And the Joker used to pull out a gun.
The say
bang. Yeah. That's what Esau gonna. He gonna give you all you motherfuckers a fake ass gun. You know what I'm saying? You go like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
This shit is going
Hell
like,
yeah.
Fun.
Yep, exactly. And then Esau look at you laughing, bro. You know what I'm
He
saying?
gonna come with his goddamn dude.
Yeah.
He gonna come in and melt your ass, boy. Hey, they said that when them 20 Marines dropped down and fuckers in the square.
Oh yeah.
Bro, they said they had weapons they had never seen before ever. Alright?
And if I can say, because you had brought that about gaps, you know what I'm saying? The gaps represent the small things that are being filled in, are being touched on, man.
Right.
You see, so they're gonna tell you, oh yeah, you're an Israelite, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep this, you gotta keep that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But then when it comes down to filling in the gaps, let you know what the mark of the beast is. You know what I'm saying? Let you know that the severity of Jacob's trouble. You know, those gaps are gonna leave. They're not gonna fill in, man. Okay? They're gonna leave you guessing and leave it open for interpretation, man. Oh shit, you good?
Yeah. Trying to get the snow out of
it. Yeah. Shit, blow that bitch.
Yeah, hell yeah, blow that motherfucker.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2, where yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
It's gonna come just like a thief. Here it is, you was getting ready to go have a good night. You ready to lay off the bed, and all of a sudden the doors have been kicked in. Now you dangerous in your face. That's what the day of the Lord gonna be. When you get you straight.
You see ICE doing that right now.
Yeah.
Kicking doors in, man. Not having any fucking compassion. Alright? That shit is just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And the Don, DJ Trump, done gained immunity to shoot at will. Like there ain't gonna be no consequences for laying niggas down now. But that's what blacks for Trump did, Hispanics for Trump. You got what you asked for. You see that? You got what you asked for. You should have been focusing on the Lord. Alright?
Yeah, especially with a lot of those immigrants, a lot of those quote-unquote illegal immigrants, they first just came over here. I remember when they was letting 20,000 in a day at a point. And now where you? They only went for like a month. They was from El Salvador. They was from a lot of those South American countries.
But don't forget, it was other heathens from different countries too.
Yeah.
So it might have been 20,000.
Yeah, you had Moab coming in, you know,
Somalians.
Somalians. Shit. Look what's going on in Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, the goddamn Ponzi scheme going on over there. You know what I'm saying? But that's because this fucking place is corrupt. You come here to do evil. You don't come here to do right.
And see, and that shows you how futile the American government is where you allow some fucking Hamite immigrants to come in and swindle you out of billions of dollars, man. These is fucking they don't have no idea what the fuck the law is going. You know what I'm saying? But it's the you know the opportunity that the government has to use this as a springboard to you know for future incidents, man. You know what I'm saying? So now that DJ Trump can come back on the government spending because he don't know who the hell it's being utilized for, man. You know what I mean? All these things is the solution to the created problem, man. You know?
They're saying Ohio is pretty bad too. They're supposed to be coming here.
They coming to Youngstown.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be in Youngstown, and that's not that far from Cleveland.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you motherfuckers will come up on you and break your window and pull you out your car. There ain't no more trying to talk it out or I know my rights. No, there is no rights here. All right. If you're what's that movie? What kind of American are you?
Right.
Civil War.
I think that was the Civil War. Hey, if you're not a true blue American, you gonna hey, it's gonna be some problems for you. You know? And he ain't sparing no women or children. When they kick your door in, whoever in the house going down. That's what it is. And I was I was watching a video where in Michigan. Now, according to the Michigan governor, she doesn't know anything about this, but apparently they're going to be taking a lot of these old factories in Michigan and turning them into concentration camps. See, it's a lot of factories that got shut down in Michigan, man. You know? Yep. So I mean, shit is going down.
Hey, these old shut down Walmart.
Yep.
You know, old shopping centers.
And I was gonna say, and them big ass concrete buildings they build in all over the states, you know, that look like a trucking place, but it's all concrete. Like in Illinois, they're everywhere in Illinois, bro. When I go see my mom, I see a new one put up every time. And those buildings are fucking huge, bro. They're humongous. You know, you can fit thousands of people in there. You can set up torture chambers and everything, bro. Y'all don't be thinking about that type of shit though. You know, you too concerned about fucking the Super Bowl and what 50 Cent doing and shit. You know, nobody give a shit about them niggas, man. And Christine, whatever, snaggle too fast. You know, all that bullshit. Celebrity boxing matches. Shit is bullshit, man.
That's Brandon Circus, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to grab that preset light?
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
See, and those unrighteous decrees is what Esau is about to implement, man. Okay? You know, pulling you out of your car, asking you if you, well, not asking, but basically forcing you to say if you're an American citizen or not, proving it. Like we're Nazi Germany and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is all just the scheme and the devices of Esau Edom, man. And we're not ignorant of what's going on, man. All right, and the rest of the world is like the brothers I was going into, is just blindly being a useless eater. You know what I'm saying? It's out here as an NPC, man. In a damn you know, in Grand Theft Auto, man. You know what I mean? just wandering, not giving a fuck, you know. And
I was seeing them on you go to the unrighteous street. Well, here it is. The central government got the ICE agents all around, but the state government, a lot of the governors are saying we're not enforcing those ICE rules. So it's gonna come down to where an officer and an ICE officer, they eventually gonna start the quarrels about, well, it's my job to defend these people, and you gunning them down, you scooping them up, you going against my rules that I pledged on. We got two different the same people, but with two different pledges, two different parties in the same area that leads to confrontation.
That goes into Egyptian versus Egyptian, because ultimately the ICE is controlled by the federal government, and it's in direct contrast to the local police.
Well, who trained in ICE though? Y'all saw that video?
No, I ain't see that.
Bruh.
Woo, for real?
IDF, baby.
Man.
And they focus on torture and real type of military tactics. And these niggas only get 47 days of training. They're not even getting no full understanding of what they getting involved in. 47 days, bruh.
It was too much, but he said they cut it down to 47 days to represent Trump being the 47th president.
Oh, wow.
That's why that nigga powerful as that.
Everything about that nigga, man. You see that? Hey, that app though that they got out showing niggas crip walking, and they got Trump doing all these crip walking dance.
Yeah.
That shit is funny.
And see that's the whole thing. I just forgot what I'm going to say. You have made a point. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, the water, bro. The water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ultimately, you know, you know, the federal has the say so over the state to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? But with the you know, what was that? Oregon or Minnesota? Where they told me, hey man, we want ICE to get the hell up out of here.
Oh yeah, that was
Minnesota. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like ultimately, it's going to be a collision. I guess I ain't gonna say collision, but
confrontation.
Yeah, confrontation, bro. The water. You know what I'm saying? Because you got ICE that's supposed to be trying to get illegal immigrants out of here, but you got the police in the state that says, hey man, we don't even want y'all here, man. Yep. You know, so there's going to be influx, right? This is the same thing that happened to the ancient Roman Empire, man. It destroyed itself from the inside out. You know. I think that was on that.
Second verse 2 of
Yeah, you can get it.
I know on the prayer match is saying we're saying
Isaiah 10 and 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. The widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
You see, attacking the lowly Israelites, man. You know, and all these schemes is to attack these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, man. But like Yahweh Shah said, these things are going to come upon all the world, because Esau doesn't know who's the Israelite and who's not, man. Because you can have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, that person that looks like an Edomite, but that's the Israelite. But then you might have a Edomite, you know what I'm saying, that is brown skin with kinky hair, man. You know, so Esau has to come down with great wrath upon the whole world, if you don't know who's who. Yeah, 34. Okay, not to say peace, right division.
Yeah. This is Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
Yeah, the Lord came to send sword.
Yeah. It says, for I come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Why? Because we're in those times. This isn't a time for peace, okay? This is a time for hate. This is a time for division. And we can see the division amongst these so-called white people. All right? You got some that's protecting the migrants. You got some that's happy that it's going down. And like the brother was just talking about, you're seeing ICE is going to eventually go up against the regular police department. You see? You got situations where a state trooper son-in-law got deported. You know? It's stuff like that that you ain't even hearing about that's going to constantly increase. And what does that do? That brings more division. Because it's the spirit of the Lord. It ain't hugs. It ain't kisses, man. It ain't all love. The Lord ain't dealing with love right now. Because love has to do with what? Keeping the commandments. And since you niggas don't want to do that, fate comes. Pain, suffering. Alright?
You got something, Carlos?
No.
Okay. You can start at the top. Yeah.
It's cold out here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season.
To everything there's a season, right? You got it?
And time to every purpose under the heaven.
And a time for every purpose under the heaven, man. Okay, and right now, we're living out the purpose of Yahweh Shai in the form of these plagues in these last days, man. All right, and we're here to warn you about that. Like the brother said, it's a time for war, it's a time for peace, it's a time to love, and it's a time to hate, man. It's a time for every purpose underneath the heaven, man. All right, so right now you got to find what the spirit will tell you what time it is, man. If you think it's a time of peace, hey, then you go ahead and take that microchip, man. You know what I'm saying? And be kumbaya with the rest of the world, man. All right, but right now we're getting ourselves prepared for war, man. You know, so that's it on that, right? Time. So you want to close out, yeah?
Then we're going to turn to the east, giving all praise to
Yahweh.
All right, giving double honor to the prophet of this great millstone and above before.
Above the ball, come on, brother.
Ball.
Oh,